The earth smells wet, not of blood, though she has imagined that smell 1,000 times, but of rain-soaked soil. Dark and living beneath her knees, the ground presses its cold into her skin through the thin, ruined fabric of her uniform. Aiko kneels among the others, her spine straight not from courage but from habit, from a lifetime of obedience. Above her the sky is a pale wound, stretched thin between storm and silence. Clouds drift slowly, as if even they are afraid to move too fast in this place. Around her the other girls are quiet. Too quiet, a silence that hums in the ears louder than gunfire. Emiko is beside her, fingers clenched around a broken comb. The plastic has cracked in the middle, teeth snapped like fallen soldiers. Aiko wonders why the guard let her keep it. A final kindness, perhaps, or a joke. Her heartbeat is the only thing she can truly hear. Thump, thump, thump. This is the rhythm of my ending, she thinks. She is prepared for this moment in fragments, whispered prayers at night, faces of her family pressed into memory, the imagined sensation of a bullet piercing flesh. She had expected screams, chaos, violence, but there is only the wind. A bird cries somewhere in the trees. Then, engines, low, rumbling, approaching. Not the sharp crack of rifles, but the heavy, grinding sound of trucks crossing gravel. Aiko's breath catches. Figures emerge through the thinning fog. Tall, foreign, dressed in strange green cloth and steel. Their boots disturb the earth as they step closer. American soldiers. A hush falls heavier than fear. Yuri's whisper trembles beside her. Turn your face to the ground, she breathes. Do not let them see you cry. Aiko closes her eyes and waits. The trucks come for them before dawn. Wooden backs, metal sides cold to the touch. They climb in without being told, hands gripping the rough edges as if the vehicles themselves might vanish. No one speaks. Their minds are filled with the same story they have been fed for years, that Americans are monsters, that pain will be long, that mercy does not exist in this language. Aiko sits wedged between Emiko and Yuri. The air inside the truck smells of rust, damp cloth and old sweat. When the engine starts, the vibration travels through her bones, rattling her teeth lightly together. She does not bother to stop the shaking. The road is uneven. Every bump knocks her shoulder into another girl, another fragile, breathing body. She wonders how many of them will be alive in 1 hour, in 1 minute. She memorizes faces without meaning to. A small scar on a chin, dirt beneath fingernails, lashes stuck together with tears that refuse to fall. Outside, the world moves past in broken images, shattered houses, charred trees, smoke hanging in the distance like a permanent bruise on the horizon. She has not seen a whole building in months. Only ruins, only silence after explosions, only the sound of hunger. Her stomach twists at the memory of the last meal. Thin soup, half a potato bitter and gray. We are already ghosts, she thinks. They are just moving us to the place where we will disappear properly. The truck finally slows. Boots hit the ground. Voices, not shouting, not cruel, just foreign, rough, strangely ordinary. The back gate clangs open. Light floods in. Aiko squints, expecting the barrels of guns. Instead, she sees hands, not raised in anger, holding paper bags. There is a smell she doesn't recognize at first. Warm bread, cooked meat, salt and grease. Her body reacts before her mind can. Her mouth fills with water. Her hands tremble harder. This is a trick, she tells herself. It must be a trick, but the smell keeps drifting toward her, and for the first time in a long while, she feels hunger louder than fear. For a long moment, no one moves. They sit frozen inside the truck like statues abandoned in a museum of war, eyes wide, lungs barely daring to draw air. The paper bags hover in the hands of the soldiers. The smell grows stronger, and warm bread, sizzling fat, onions, something sweet beneath it all. Aiko stares as if the food might vanish if she blinks. A tall soldier steps closer. His face is young, freckled, tired. He speaks, but the words mean nothing. The sound is not cruel, not sharp, almost gentle, as if he is speaking to a frightened animal. He extends the bag toward her. She does not take it. Her fingers dig into her palms. Her mind races through warnings shouted by officers, whispered in the dark by older women. They will poison you. They will make you beg before they kill you. They will laugh as you starve to death anyway. But the soldier does not laugh. He kneels. His movement is slow, careful, eye level. The paper bag crinkles as he sets it on the wooden floor of the truck in front of her. Inside, steam curls upward, thin and trembling like a soul leaving a body. She's shaking, Emiko breathes beside her. Aiko does not realize it is true until she looks down. Her hands are quivering violently, as if they belong to someone else. Another soldier hands out more bags. One to Yuri, one to the girl at the end of the bench. It is not a single trick. It is a pattern. Aiko's mouth opens slightly. The smell enters her. It is rich, heavy, alive. She reaches out. Her fingers brush the warm paper. Heat seeps into her skin. She half expects pain, a hidden blade, a sting. Instead, only warmth. She pulls the bag close and peers inside. A round bun, glossy, soft. A piece of meat dark and shining with juice. Her throat tightens so hard it hurts. A sound escapes her. Not a sob, not a laugh. Something in between. "They're feeding us," Yuri whispers. And for the first time, a thought she never allowed herself to think creeps gently into Aiko's mind. What if we are not here to die? The first bite is terrifying. Aiko's teeth sink into the bread and it gives way like a dream. Soft and yielding, nothing like the hard, bitter crust she has learned to gnaw in silence. Warm juices spill onto her tongue. Salt, fat, something sweet and rich. Her body does not understand the sensation. For an instant, nausea rises, as if such pleasure must be punished. Then her stomach tightens with desperate longing. She eats slowly at first, afraid the world might break if she rushes it. Around her, other girls cry as they chew. Quiet tears slip down hollow cheeks. No one speaks. The only sound is swallowing, and soft broken gasps. It is the sound of hunger finally being acknowledged. 2. Dignity from the enemy. A soldier hands her a canteen. Water. Clean. Cool. Their fingers never touch. He sets it down and steps back, as if respecting an invisible boundary. Another brings blankets. Not orders, not blows. Only layers of warmth placed around trembling shoulders. "You're safe," a woman says in broken Japanese. She wears an American uniform too, but her eyes are kind. "You are safe now." The word feels foreign. Safe. Aiko repeats it silently. Safe, safe, safe. It does not fit in her mouth yet. 3. Intact America versus ruins of home. Later, through the fence of the camp, she sees fields that stretch, green and unbroken. A distant farmhouse stands upright. Smoke rises not from bombs, but from a kitchen. Life simply continuing. The sight is almost unbearable. 4. Gratitude, guilt, shame. That night, lying on a real bed for the first time in months, Aiko stares at the ceiling and feels her chest twist. If she feels grateful, does that mean she betrays her people? If she sleeps without fear, does that mean she forgets the dead? Tears roll silently toward her ears. She clutches the empty paper bag she kept as proof this was real, and whispers into the dark. Why are the monsters kind? Kindness becomes its own battlefield. Each morning, Aiko wakes to the quiet, rattle of dishes and the low murmur of English outside the barracks. The air smells of coffee, bread, something sweet she cannot name. It is a gentle world, almost peaceful, and that is what terrifies her the most. Violence she understood. Hunger she learned to survive. But this careful softness unravels her. She watches the soldiers laugh together across the yard. One is missing a finger. Another has a bandage stained with old red. They are not untouched by war. Yet they speak of home, of sisters, of farms and cities she cannot imagine. They hum songs as they work. Ordinary sounds from an ordinary life. These are the enemies who were supposed to kill us, she thinks. One afternoon, a letter arrives. Not from home. She knows there is nothing left to write from. But from the occupying office. Japan has surrendered. The words blur on the page. The war is over. Her country, the empire that filled her childhood with pride and fear and obedience, is gone. A strange grief wraps around her heart. Not for politics, not for leaders, but for the girl she used to be, who believed in stories because she had nothing else. That night she writes in her hidden scrap of paper, "If the enemy feeds me, offers me water, gives me a blanket, who lied to me all this time? Them or my own homeland?" The question has no answer. Around her, the other girls make quiet plans. What will you do now? Where will you go? Who are we without war? Their whispers drift like smoke in the dark. Aiko presses her palm against her chest. She feels something fragile growing there. Not loyalty, not betrayal, but a small, stubborn seed of self. For the first time, she wonders, who am I, when no one is telling me who to be? The announcement comes quietly. No drums, no flags, no ceremony. Just a woman in uniform standing at the front of the room, holding a small paper, her eyes softened by something close to hope. "You will be taken to a new camp first," she says carefully. From there, we will arrange your return, or help you begin again somewhere safe. You will choose. You will choose. The words ripple through the room like a breeze through tall grass. Choice. Aiko has not heard that word spoken to her as a real thing in years. Around her, some girls press hands over their mouths. Others bow their heads and cry openly now, not from fear, but from the strange weight of possibility. Later, when the sun is low and golden, Aiko walks alone by the fence line. In the distance, hills glow beneath the fading light. A bird lands on the wire and sings, fearless. She closes her eyes. She remembers the dirt beneath her knees, the imagined gunshots, the last prayer she ever expected to whisper. Instead, she remembers a hamburger warm in her hands, a blanket resting gently on her shoulders, a foreign voice saying, "You are safe." She takes a small, folded piece of paper from her pocket, her final diary entry. I was brought here to disappear. I was brought here to be erased, but instead I was seen, and in the strangest place, by the people I was taught to hate. I have been allowed to exist again. The sun sinks lower. Shadows stretch long across the earth. Aiko inhales the scent of grass, of life, of something beginning rather than ending. And as the sky darkens into night, she realizes the execution she prepared for never happened. Something else did. A rebirth.